sure it is nothing.
Okay. Okay, hello everyone. Okay, let me just see here. Is my stream working fine? Is it? Hey Ant-Man, hey Mason. Hey everyone. Hey guys, I know that I'm starting a stream really late tonight. But I was just editing a bunch of videos. I was editing a Black Ops and Ghost of Yote video earlier, and so that took me a few hours, and I was just, I guess it started really late, but I wanted to, for people wondering, we're gonna do Red Dead on Sunday, so Sunday we'll do it, we're just mixing it up, and we'll do it much earlier than this, but I wanted to make this stream today on GTA, because I wanted to talk about, the delay, the GTA 6 delay. That's what I wanted to talk about mainly. So we'll be answering questions, talking about it. We'll also help some people sell in the meantime. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry for starting so late today, guys. Hey, everyone. I seen your lore video. Which one? Yeah, I'm pissed about the delay too. But honestly speaking, you know, do you guys agree with me on this? Like, shouldn't Rockstar have just said 2026? Like, it was a mistake for them to say May 26. Like, they shouldn't have even said May. They should have just said 2026. And if they said that, there wouldn't have been, like, any issues right now. But I think it's just they got people excited for May, and that was the problem. So, like, they shouldn't have said May, like, if they weren't sure. And that's what I think about that. Never seen you stream at this time. Sometimes I stream at this time. It's not common, but I do. Oh, hey, Anoak. Haven't seen you in some time. How you doing, dude? We good, right, Pro? Hey, Cayman. Yeah, we're fine. Well, what's up, dude? Maybe something did come up, you're right. Wait, Marbly, can you invite Sebi or Raccoon? We need another person in this MC. We need another person in here. Because it's not good for us to just do it, just the sale, just us two. Red Dead stream tomorrow, Sunday. I'm gonna do a Red Dead stream on Sunday. Tomorrow I'll actually do a, tomorrow I'm gonna do another stream, but tomorrow we'll do Monopoly stream. A few of my friends were gonna talking about that, and we're gonna do that. That'll be kind of fun to do. Hey Pro, how are you doing? What was your thoughts on the... Well, hey Justin, thank you for sponsoring my channel for 2 years. I have a very strict policy of not getting involved in drama, so I stay out of it. I don't get involved in drama on the channel. I don't make posts about it, so I just largely stay away from that stuff. We for heist, left for criminal mastermind. Oh, okay, Pierston. Thank you for understanding, Justin. When's the next Black Ops 2 video coming out? Well, I was gonna have it out today, but it's kind of late, so I'm gonna have it out in the morning. But the next Black Ops part, guys, oh man, like there is so much history that I talked about in the next Black Ops part. Like, I spent like 30 minutes just talking about like the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, and I talked about like, you know, what was going on in that war and stuff like that. So it was the Afghanistan mission in Black Ops 2 that I did, but yeah. Are not Mond from criminal from Tulsa King is a criminal mastermind. Yeah. 7 days ago, I finished the lore video Days Gone. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's okay, Raccoon. I'm on PS5. Advice for getting to a billion before GTA 6 and rank 1,000? Yeah. The easiest way to get to a billion is to keep selling in public sessions. I know that might sound crazy, but just get 2 of your friends and just sell in a public session, because you'll get like a 50% bonus for selling in a full lobby, so 50% extra per each sale. And if somebody's trying to blow your stuff up, just close your application. You only lose 10% of stuff, and you can just retry again, so it's kind of worth the risk. I'm playing Liberty City Stories on the PS2 version on an emulator. I know a lot of people are saying, how did you get the graphics to look so good? I'm playing on the, what's the name of the emulator? The emulator I'm playing on is PCSX2. And if you're wondering how I got the game to look so good, one of my best friends in real life, he's like really good with computers. He edited all the settings for me on my emulator, so that's how the game just looks so good. Is, you know, my buddy, he edited all the settings for me. Like, I didn't even know how an emulator works, so my friend, he helped me set that whole thing up. Sad thing is that GTA 6 could have dropped this time around if Rockstar followed their initial release date of fall 2025. However, I don't want to rush good food. Yeah, and I agree with you, Sweet Pumpkin. And you also have to take into account the other games that were coming out. You had like Cyberpunk, which released and it was a disaster, and then Mind's Eye, it was a disaster. At least Cyberpunk kind of recovered. But Mind's Eye didn't. And I know some of you guys are gonna laugh at me for saying this, but I honestly thought that Mind's Eye was gonna be a good game. Like, I really did. I had hopes for that game. I thought it was gonna be a good game, and I put too much faith in Leslie Benzies. Like, I thought, you know, this is the guy who made San Andreas. This is the guy who made GTA 4. There's no way he can mess this up. Like, that's what I thought, and it turned out to be a disaster. Why is the stream so late? Because I was editing so many videos today. Like, today I was working on my Soviet invasion of Afghanistan video on Black Ops 2, so like the Soviet Afghanistan mission, and I was talking like 30 minutes of history, and I was just editing, the video together, and that's what happened. Thank you, Robson, for subscribing. Hope all is well, Pro. I'm currently attempting to get PCX2 operational on my PC. You get to be my background noise. Keep up the good work. Thank you, I am Batman. Thanks for being a member of my channel for 2 years. Thanks, dude. And thank you, Jonathan. Hey, Pro and chat. Why the F did Rockstar say May 26 when they damn well knew the game isn't coming out until late 2026? I think that they kind of expected to get it out in May, but then, something happened and, the game gets delayed. I thought Mind's Eye was going to be a good game, too. It turns out it was a disaster. Yeah, I really thought it was going to be a good game. I did. The thing is, when Mafia the Old Country was coming out, I was, like, really scared that Mafia the Old Country was going to suck. Like, I really did. Like, I thought it was going to be a glitchy, buggy mess, but I was actually really impressed. Like, I encountered almost no glitches, and it was, fine. Everything was good. Everything was smooth. So it was, it actually, worked out pretty well, so. What's your comment, Nathan? Yeah, Yakuza Kiwami we're doing next month. Oh, thank you, Bakken. $50 donation. Thanks, man. Hey, Pro, I hope this isn't too political of a question for you. Do you think that the current U.S.-Mexico border situation can be attributed to Pancho Villa and the Mexican Revolution, not any of the previous couple of presidents' policies? Thank you, Bakken, for the super chat. But what are you asking me about specifically? Like, you don't have to donate to me again. I'll look for your comment. Like, can you explain to me when you say the border situation? What are you talking about? Are you talking about like the cartels? Is that what you're talking about, or like people coming in illegally? I'm just a bit confused on what specifically you're asking me about. But thank you, dude, for the super chat. I'll look for your comment. If you could just just explain a little bit more what you were trying to ask me. I'm just a little confused. But thank you, dude. Largest donation on the stream today. Thanks, man. They should have just said 2026 instead of May 26. I agree with you, Gaiman Inc. I agree with you, yep. Hey, Pro in chat, congrats on the 100% on Yakuza 0. I wish I was there when you got it. Thank you, George. Thanks, man. Thank you, dude. Illegal immigration, cartels, human trafficking. Oh, well, here's what I'll say to you. I don't know. A lot of the current problems today, I don't think it's really. I don't think it's really necessarily linked to the Mexican Revolution. If you're talking about, like, you know, the government that came to power, because after the Mexican Revolution, you know, people thought that, you know, that stuff was going to improve in Mexico, but it really didn't. You know, they overthrew the previous government, but stuff really didn't improve, and they had a lot of really corrupt governments. But here's ultimately what I'll say to you about this, Bakken, is the main reason for the cartels in Mexico, you know what the main reason for that is? The main reason is one word: corruption. That's the main reason. That, like, the reason that Mexico is such a cartel problem is because of corruption. That is the primary reason. Is that if the government was not corrupt, if you did not have this, you know, high levels of corruption, you would not have this cartel problem in Mexico. That's the primary reason. So it is ultimately due to corruption. That is, you know, that's the main thing. Hey, how are you doing? Are you doing a Ninja Gaiden playthrough? Thank you, Carvin Bulgin. Thank you for the super chat. Is it anything like Ghost of Yotei or Ghost of Tsushima? I know it's kind of like more of a fantasy game. It's like a ninja game, but I don't know much about it. I know those games came out when I was a kid, but then they made a new one. Will you talk about the history of Nicaragua in the next Black Ops 2 mission? Can't believe it's been 1 month as a member already. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about Nicaragua's history. I already talked about on the Soviet-Afghanistan part, but yeah, I'll talk a little bit about it too. Thank you, Minion Dave, for the super chat. "85 years since Washington Bridge disappointment." Wait, what? What are you asking me about again, Vertigo? Thank you for the super chat. Remember back in 2013 that GTA 5 was supposed to be released in the spring, and lots of people were pissed when it got pushed back to September? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Exquisite Vibes. And Red Dead Redemption 1 got delayed multiple times, too. Like, it got delayed, I think, like 3 times in total. Yeah, milestone chat, Minion Dave. Thank you. If it's okay with you, Mr. Professional, I don't really feel like doing, you know, Prison Break right now. Maybe another time or another stream. I just really don't like that heist. I'm just not in the mood for it right now. Is it true there was a protest of people mad at the delay at GTA 6 mad at Rockstar about the delay? There was a protest at Rockstar, but it wasn't about the GTA 6 delay. It was more about, like, workers that had gotten fired. Rockstar claimed they were leaking information. Oh, I didn't know about that, Vertigo. Transnistria is a small, it's a small unrecognized country. It's in the state of Moldova. It's a very small, you know, piece of land. It's the majority of people that live there are Russians, and they have like a Soviet-style flag with a hammer and sickle. It's like a really weird country. PC version a year later, like Red Dead Redemption 2, or we're gonna have to wait longer. The GTA 6 on PC will probably come out in spring. That's 2027. That's probably when it'll come out. Thank you, Danny K. I remember that's like, it was like half a year until like Red Dead came out on PC, I think it was. So it's how confident are you they hit the November date? 99.9%. I don't think it's going to get delayed. I don't think they're going to get pushed back even more. Didn't cartels become so powerful because they smuggled alcohol to the U.S. during Prohibition? The cartels didn't really exist in that time. There was, like, gangs in Mexico, sure, but it wasn't, like, really drug cartels. The drug cartels started growing in the 60s. That's, you know, where they started growing in Mexico. In the 80s, they became very powerful. But yeah, literally, what I'll say about it is that the cartels are the thing that is, the cartels are really holding Mexico back so much. And if there was no cartels in Mexico would grow much more as a country. Like, there was a politician the other day in Mexico, like a mayor that got assassinated. It was horrible. He spoke out against the cartel and he got killed for it. Hey Pro, just wanted to say keep up the good work. Enjoyed your videos and streams. Thank you, Mr. 159. Thanks, dude. Other Mafia families still active? Oh yeah, like the Gambino family is still active. They're just not as strong as they used to be, but they're still there. No, this is like really far here. Marbly, can you pick me up with that helicopter? Can you give me a lift with it, please? Yeah, this is just way too far for me right now. This is super far. Thanks everyone for the birthday wishes. Oh, it's your birthday? Happy birthday, Ashley. Everyone wish Ashley a happy birthday there. But Bakken, did I answer your question there? Yeah, I know it's pretty late, Brandon, for you. Yeah, Kurdish Sliwa got shot by the Gambino family in the 1990s. That they tried to kidnap him. They actually tried to put him into a car. What do you think about the GTA Plus members getting diamonds in the vault all month long? It's stupid. It's like it's in a way pay to win. I just hope that garbage isn't gonna be in GTA 6, but we know it will be there. Mexico has to destroy the cartels, and it's not just like arresting a few people. Like they actually have to destroy the organizations. Like they just have to be taken apart. That's the best way for things to move forward there. But thoughts on the new mayor of New York, Mamdani? Thank you, Zuhair, for the super chat. I don't want to get too much into politics. I just tend to stay away from that stuff. Oh, I hope that's okay, Zuhair. I just don't want to get involved in politics. $100 donation, from Cayman Rider. Thank you, Cayman Rider. Thanks, dude. Thanks, man. So I've been wondering something. Why exactly do people want GTA 6 now? I understand the wait of the want to have a new game, but some people are so obsessive. It's borderline unhealthy, you know what I mean, Pro? Yeah, I know 100% what you mean. Cayman. Hey, Project Wesker. What I'll tell you about this GTA 6 obsession. A couple years ago, guys, there was somebody at Rockstar that passed away a couple years ago. I don't remember who it was. Somebody in the comments might know. It was like one of the developers. I think he was like an art director. But Rockstar made a tweet, and they said that, one of our coworkers passed away today. And what happened is, when they made that tweet talking about their friend who passed away, all of the comments on there, like the top comments, were just asking about GTA 6. Like, where's GTA 6? Like, where's the trailer? And, stuff like that. Like, just asking about GTA 6. And so, that is just extremely disrespectful. And that's just really, that's just too far at that point. Is that, they're talking about their friend that passed away, and all the comments are just asking, like, where's GTA 6? That's just, disgusting that people were just acting like that. But that's what I'll say, this obsession with GTA 6 is becoming toxic. It is. The fact that we've been waiting for such a long time for the next installment makes people impatient. I'm impatient too, but it won't ruin my day. Thank you, Alien, for the super chat. Yeah, and I want GTA 6. It kind of sucks that we're gonna have to wait another whole year. That's really gonna suck, but we'll eventually get it. It will eventually come out. But I think people there just think there's plenty of games for us to play. You know, I'm playing Ghost of Yotei, and I really like Ghost of Yotei. I like the open world. I like the activities. I like the combat. Uh, so yeah, I was having fun with that game. I'm so angry with Rockstar. I don't even want to watch the next GTA 6 trailer, whatever that comes out. I might still watch your reaction video though. Okay, Bunny. And look, the thing about Rockstar is that Rockstar's wording is just bad. Like Rockstar should have just said 2026. They should have never promised a May date. They should have just said 2026. That's what they should have done. But remember what I told you guys. I told you guys it's not gonna get delayed. If it does get delayed, it's gonna get delayed until like the fall time. I said that like months ago. I said the fall. Fall is when it's gonna get delayed to, if it does. And it turns out I was right. It is getting delayed to fall. But that's it. I don't think it's gonna get delayed anymore past this. And I think what Rockstar should have done is Rockstar should have just given us a trailer. They should have just given us trailer 3 and said, we're sorry for the delay, but here's a trailer to watch. That's what they should have done. Do you think Leslie Benzies is the Jack Thompson disbarred lawyer, producer's a fraud and a grifter? I think that Leslie Benzies has I think that Leslie Benzies has really ruined his reputation. Um, I like a week and a half ago, Leslie Benzies was actually having this meltdown like a week and a half ago. And basically, what he was doing during that is he was blaming the developers for Mind's Eye's disaster, and he was saying there was sabotage. I was thinking about making a video about it, but I just didn't have time, and I didn't want it to seem like I was milking the Mind's Eye drama. But yeah, like, if you guys want, I could still make a video about it, but like a week and a half ago, like, Leslie Benzies was having this crazy meltdown, and he was just basically blaming the other developers. He was saying, oh, you guys sabotaged me. There was sabotage. It's like, you're the game director. You're the main producer. It's like you are the one who's, like, ultimately deciding on the final product. If you were unsure that this game was, if you were not sure what the state that this game was in, why did you decide to launch it? That was it. But the way these developers think is they think, oh, let's release a broken game now, and we will, we can fix it later. And I will say, the kids these days, they don't understand how good, we had it, back in the day with a lot of these games. Like, the PS2 games, when PS2 games were coming out, developers had to get everything right. Because you can't patch a PS2 game. You can't. So developers had to make sure they had everything right. There's not going to be any glitches, there's not going to be anything, and so that's why games were so polished back then, was because they had to make sure that everything was right. But now today, they're like, oh, even if there's glitches, we'll just patch it later. That's basically how they look at it. People are scared of getting too old or real life getting in the way. I have a similar feeling, so I understand them. Well, yeah, I know time passes, Danny, but there's plenty of games that are coming out. There's plenty of games to play in the meantime, too. Thank you for the super chat. I bought Xbox to play GTA 6 all for nothing. Well, don't worry about it, Sagesta. We'll get GTA 6. It's just gonna be some time. We'll get it. Don't worry about it, dude. Do a no-def old challenge until GTA 6 releases. On what game? Thank you, Zuhair. Remember what they did for Red Dead Redemption 2? They said spring 2018, then later they delayed it a second time and said fall 2018. It's normal for them. Yeah, that happens. It's Rockstar delays a lot of projects. I guess that's what people were speculating on. Also, this MC mission, I know a lot of people are like, what is this MC mission? This is actually an extremely rare MC mission. This mission, you very rarely get this mission, but to get this mission, you have to have like half of your supplies. So like, or half of your product. So it's like half of your product, and you can get like this rare mission where you're delivering this this van. So this is a pretty rare cell mission. Very, very rare mission. My sister was in 4th grade when GTA 5 came out. Now my sister's gonna graduate from college next fall. It's been A minute, yeah. That's crazy, Sweet Pumpkin. I was when GTA 5 came out, it was right. I was 1 year after high school when GTA 5 came out. I was in college, and yeah, time flies. People are ignorant. They think this GTA 5 has over 10 years worth of content. GTA 6 has more on top of that. Otherwise, the game will be a letdown from day one, which most don't understand. Yeah, yeah, that's what I think. What when GTA 6 comes out, and I agree with you, True Evil. When GTA 6 comes out, the graphics are going to be way better than GTA 5. The driving is going to be way better than GTA 5. The map is going to be way better than GTA 5. But, and the shooting gameplay is probably going to be better too. But we're not going to have all this content, like right at the start of the game. Like, a single player is definitely going to have a lot of activities, but we're not going to have all this content at launch that, like, GTA Online has right now. Like, people are thinking, oh, we're gonna get heists and, you know, businesses and all this stuff. But when GTA 6 Online comes out, it's just gonna be like GTA 5 Online. It's gonna be like contact missions. That's probably what it's gonna be. Probably gonna be contact missions you're gonna be doing. That's what it's gonna be. I think people are getting their hopes too much up too much for that, personally. I had a meeting recently regarding my job site over the fall, but I had to tell them to wait because I'm currently taking 2 classes, and it would have been too much for me. Did I make the right decision? Uh... Oh, hey, RPG Gameplay. I'll answer you in just one moment. Let me look at Cayman's comment, again. Cayman, I had a meeting recently regarding my job site over the fall, but I had to tell them to wait because I'm currently taking 2 classes, and it would have been too much for me. Did I make the right decision? I think you did. It's ultimately what you want to do, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself. You don't want to do stuff like that. So you take it easy, and you do those classes, and then you can do the job. Also, the I will also say this is, if by any chance, and I don't want to be the negative person here, Cayman, but if there is a chance where they tell you, oh, you can't get the job now, like, after, because you're studying or something like that, don't worry about that, because it's ultimately, it's you're studying, you're doing what you want to do primarily, and last thing you want to do is you want to ruin your mental health and, stress yourself out with just doing so many things at once. I will tell you, the worst, the most stressful time in my entire adult life, the most stressful time I've ever had, is, I would say, probably like, maybe like, 2018 or 2019 was the most stressful time for me, because at that time I was growing my YouTube channel, and I was uploading, like, videos, like, every day, just working on GTA guides, and at the same time I was working in retail, and I was going to college. And so I was doing those, 3 things at once, and it was just like, and I was also live streaming, like, so many times, and it was just taking a toll on me too. So it was just too much. So it's good that you're taking it easy. Just focus, get those 2 classes done, and then just focus on the job after that. Don't let that stress you out. Don't worry about that. Let me look at RPG Gameplay. Asked me something. Hey, Professional, did you hear about the recent Saints Row 1, Saints Row prequel news? Coming from the man who created Saints Row 1. No, what is that about, RPG Gameplay? Can you explain a little bit more? What's going on? You think PS5 Pro is worth getting for someone who doesn't own a PlayStation, or should I just get a normal PS5 instead? Hey, Aternus, thank you for sponsoring my channel for, a year and a half. Here's what I'll say about that. If you have a PS5 right now, don't bother getting a PS5 Pro. Don't bother. However, though, if you don't have a PS5 and this is going to be your first time getting a PlayStation, get the PS5 Pro. Because you might as well get the best one. The fastest running one. So, like, the one of the best cards. So that's what I'll say, is that if it's your first one, get the PS5 Pro. You might as well just get that, because you're going to have that for years to come. So just have the best one then. But if you already have a PS5, don't get a PS5 Pro. It's just a waste. I'm starting to see why Benzies was fired from Rockstar. Also, I can't believe I have to put up with one more year of clickbait. Basically, I'm done with GTA 6. Yep, and honestly speaking, Silver Fox, about that, I think that the clickbaiters, I think they're actually happy. Because this means they can just keep milking GTA 6 leaks constantly. Because when GTA 6 comes out, they can't, constantly milk this stuff anymore. They're actually going to have to put work into making videos. Like, they're actually going to have to work into making something good. And so right now they don't have any work, and so they can just keep milking it for another year. So, honestly speaking, the clickbaiters are probably happy about this. I was born in 1997 when Grand Theft Auto was born. Then you and Grand Theft Auto are both the exact same age. Hey, Nate Knight Gaming. Leslie Benzies left Rockstar Games only make a flop of a game, and then takes notes from Volition and blames the gamers and insults them. Great A developer. Yep, terrible. Thank you, Alien. Georgie says to Lincoln, it's not about them. Wait, what are you talking? Well, he did it ultimately because his father, he was the most loyal to his father. He would follow whatever his father tells him to do. I remember 2018 when you were dealing with DDoS attacks. Yeah, that sucked too. That stressed me out a bit too. The original creator of Saints Row 1 was apparently asked to create a pitch for Saints Row prequel. He said he's going to create a pitch of Saints Row that takes place in the 90s. The original. And wait, is this a game that's actually being made? RPG gameplay? Like, this is actually being made or not? Or is this just an idea? Have you ever played Red Dead Revolver? No. I know the game is the first Red Dead Redemption game. I think I have it on PS5. I think it wasn't on the PlayStation Store. I think I might have downloaded it some time ago, but I don't think I ever played it. I think RPG meant the 70s. Oh, okay. I don't think there's really anything such as a bad GTA game. I think that all of the GTAs are good games. No, I don't, Adrian. His name is Chris Stockman. He was the design director for Saints Row 1. He made a post on Reddit saying he was asked to pitch a prequel game. He claims it will take place in the 90s, not the 70s. And wait, when you say he made a pitch, like, is he in charge of anything? Is he working on a game, or? What's good, professional? Longtime supporter. You should do this challenge, man. Hear me out. Near GTA 6 release date, you should beat every GTA in a row. That would be dope. How you feel, though? If I'm gonna beat every single GTA game, I might just do it in a live stream. Like, what I might do is I might do, like, every single, like, GTA in, like, a live stream, like, one live stream, just beating every GTA, so, like, one live stream for Vice City Stories, one live stream for Liberty City Stories again, but I don't want to do, like, another video series, because I've done so many video series on the GTA, so I don't want to be that guy that's milking it. But, you know what, I still have plenty of GTA content to do. You know what I was actually planning on doing in the spring? In the springtime, I was actually planning on playing GTA Vice City Next Gen, so, like, you know, how it was, like, on PC, that mod for, like, with the GTA 4 engine for Vice City. I was considering playing that, like, in March and April. Like, I was gonna do it, like, a Road to GTA 6, like, series with that, but now GTA 6 got delayed. But I still gotta play the Sindaco Chronicles, like, that thing, and, like, the Forelli Revenge, you know, those, like, mod DLC storylines. I gotta play those, too. People acted like GTA 6 was this mythical creature that was out there somewhere in the wild, and when it's revealed, everyone wants a piece. Well, yeah. I think some people are obsessing too much with the game as well. I missed some super chats. Wait, who did I miss, Gen Fox? In GTA 6, do you want to see limited weapons loadout or unlimited like GTA 5? I prefer unlimited, but I don't mind, limited. I don't mind if in GTA 6 we're only allowed to carry like 2 or 3 weapons, like a handgun and like a rifle, like, you know, stuff like that. I'd be fine with that. Like, you know, like the Red Dead layouts, like stuff like that. And maybe our car would have all the weapons, so like we open up the trunk and we get the other weapons from the trunk, similar how you get it from the, you know, the horse. But yeah, I just always kind of found it ridiculous that you can pull out so many weapons, but that's always been the GTA formula. It just always has been. Also, anyone else find it funny how so-called GTA fans have only ever played GTA 5? I played every single game in the series except Chinatown. Oh, hey, True Evil. I'm sorry I didn't see your super chat earlier. Yeah, there are so many. The thing that I never understood. There are so many kids that they only play GTA 5, like they haven't played any other GTA game, and they will try to school like adults on what the best GTA game is. Like they'll try to, they'll try to explain to like older gamers like what the best GTA game is. I always just found that cringe. One niche I found is to record aircraft at air shows and compare them to their GTA counterparts. Oh, that's great, and that's cool. People always love education. They always love learning from stuff. Like, I started a short series on my channel recently where I play video games and I will discuss, like, the real-life history, and I put that into shorts. And so far, that's been pretty popular. People really like it. Mr. Professional Super Chat? Oh, let me look. I missed one here. Georgie says the link and it's not about them. Yeah, I read that one. It was because Lincoln was just ultimately loyal to his, Georgie was ultimately loyal to his dad, so he's gonna do whatever his dad tells him to do. Okay, I'll see you, Brandon. Good night, man. GTA 6 was basically Bigfoot, truly mythological. And I think that when GTA 6 comes out, it's gonna set, like, a really big standard, probably. That's probably what's gonna happen. Probably will. Did I enjoy Mafia 3? Yeah, I liked it. It was a fun game. You should play Vice City Stories, especially with GTA 6 coming out next year. There's probably gonna be some references to it. Not like characters or anything like that, but like locations and maybe like Easter eggs and stuff like that. I'll look at it a little bit later, Zach. I did read your message the other day. I don't know if you sent me another one. You sent me a lot of links. Would mob bosses have let Tony killing Vincenzo slide? Well, it is self-defense in a way. It was Vincenzo who started the fight in a way too. But yeah, Salvatore let it slide, and Salvatore's the one who decides in the end, ultimately. Am I doing a GTA stream tonight instead of Sunday? Yeah, tonight. Sunday we'll do the Red Dead stream. Have I had any funny fails in Liberty City Stories so far? Not really, I don't think so. Yeah, the fire truck went over the water. It was a bit weird. It stopped and then it just kept going. Oh, hey, Feline King. Thanks for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. Darkest mission in the whole GTA series? Might be the one where Tony, butchers Casa. Do I talk to insiders at Rockstar? No. I don't have any insider information. Don't believe that stuff. People think that just because I'm a YouTuber with 1 million subs that I have, like, insider info at Rockstar. I don't. "21 days until my birthday." That's what, December 1st? Happy birthday, early birthday then, dude. Why did Tony go to church? That's just I guess the type of person he is. Like, I guess Tony was just, I guess Tony was just loyal to something. His mom, maybe loyal to the priest. I guess it kind of does fit Tony's character. Will I ever play Delta Force Black Hawk Down? I do want to. I know it's on PlayStation right now. What about my birthday was 2 days ago? Well, happy birthday, Ocha? If I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Have I heard of the game Dispatch? Yes, it's like a game where you manage, like, former supervillains that are now trying to be superheroes. Oh, hey, Mr. Green. I'm gonna have that up next Saturday. Next Saturday, I'll have that video up. Oh, hey, TGG. Oh, TGG is here. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, hope you're doing well, mate. You excited for the mansions? I am. I just hope the mansions aren't something disappointing. I hope that it's not just, generic, like a few rooms. Like, I hope you actually get to customize it, like the walls, the furniture, the color of the house, you know, stuff like that. I hope we actually get some good customization in there. Most evil thing each Mafia protagonist has done. The worst thing each Mafia protagonist has done. The worst thing Lincoln has done is probably when he crashed that ferry ship, because there's a lot of innocent people that died on it. Worst thing that Tommy Angelo did, I guess the assassinating the politician and killing all the cops at the prison. Worst thing Enzo did. I don't know. Enzo didn't really do that many bad things. Maybe breaking into the prison and killing all the Guardi that was in there. Maybe that one. And as for Vito, the worst thing Vito did, probably shooting up Chinatown, because it started a giant mob war. Have I seen iShowSpeed's reaction to the GTA 6 delay? I don't watch his channel often, but it's very funny. No, I didn't see it. How did he react? Thank you, Mr. Jesus. Got a lot of people in chat today. Rockstar, thank you, J98, $50 donation. Rockstar likes to delay and cut features. I remember when I brought the 12th Game Informer magazine. They talked about how they saw individual blades of grass, high traffic, etc. See if you can find the article. Interesting, because that is a next-gen feature. Yeah, and I remember that when GTA 4 was coming out, GTA 4 had, like, all these supposed, like, leaks where people were saying that, oh, NPCs are going to remember you, they're going to remember you when you come back to an area, they'll remember you when you come back to the neighborhood. Nothing like that ever happened in the end. J98, Wilson, thank you for the super chat. Everyone call Lester here. We got police coming in. But, you know the number one feature that I don't like that Rockstar cut, J98, is GTA 4 would have been a much bigger game. GTA 4 should not have come out in 2008. It should have come out in 2009. If Rockstar had more time to work on it, because Rockstar was actually going to include upstate New York, so upstate Liberty State. You know, they were what was going to be like Westchester County. They were going to include that. They were also going to include Long Island, like Nassau and Suffolk County. That was actually going to be included. In Staten Island was also going to be included. So they were going to include a lot of extra parts of New York. that never made it into the final game. And so the map was actually planned to be much larger. Unfortunately, we never got that. There's plenty of other fish in the sea. It's not like Lucia Caminos was the only woman in the world, and she doesn't even exist. Wait. Oh, are you Thank you, Bunny. Are you talking about the obsession that a lot of people have with Lucia? Thank you, Bunny, for the super chat. But what I'm wondering about is I'm wondering about how the actors who play as Jason and Lucia, how are they going to be treated when GTA 6 comes out? Because I think they're going to be harassed pretty badly. Like, there's going to be a lot of fans that are going to harass them, and I think that yeah, I think there's going to be the clickbaiters are going to cause them to get harassed a bit too. TGG, Gilly Master, and the Professionals, the ultimate trio. Thank you, dude. Thanks, man. Sadly, I can relate with Tony and Trevor and their mummy issues. GTA 4. The realist, though, shout out to my crew killers at Drusilla. Shout out to 8 Ball. Thank you, Nate Night Gaming. Drusilla's, that's Ray's restaurant in GTA 4, right? I like the ending where Lincoln rules with everyone. RPG gameplay, are you still here, dude? You have 1.1 million subscribers. Thank you. Yeah. We worked really hard on this channel. And also, it was because of you guys here. I would not be at 1.1 million subscribers if it wasn't for you guys. Pro, I think the Spadaro or Teresi has taken over Rockstar Game Studio. Thank you, Final Lullaby. When will I make another play for Red Dead Redemption 2? I don't know now. I'm gonna do another playthrough. I might do it before, I might do it before, before GTA 6 comes out. You've had 1.1 million subs since 2023. That's true. But, you know, it's been a lot slower on my channel because I do a lot of different games, but I'm happy with the subscribers that I have, Raphael. You know, I'm not, you know, that type of person that goes crazy over views and stuff like that. I'm happy with the views that I have right now. Like, you have like 500 people watching the stream right now. I'm happy with that. The numbers don't matter. Patrick is awesome and he has consistent subs. That's what matters. Thank you, Mark. Thanks, dude. What the scummy thing Luis has done? The drug trade? Are you Polish? No, I'm an American, but if you're wondering about my ancestry, yes, I have Polish and Tatar ancestry. do you think your half-brother and your half-sister are being manipulated by their mother, and that's why they are toxic to you? Oh, yeah, it definitely has to do a lot with that. You know, I've never even met my half-brother and my half-sister's mother. I've never even met her, but, you know, the horrible things I've heard about her is probably prefer not to. But yeah, the reason they're toxic to me is probably a lot to do with that. Probably is. She fills their heads with a lot of nonsense. Sub count does not matter. Pro has incredibly loyal fans that will watch him no matter what. You'll get over 2 to 3 million from GTA 6 easy. Thank you, TGG. That means a lot to me. Thank you, man. And not only will I grow, you'll also grow when GTA 6 comes out too. You'll grow a lot too. We all will. You, me, Gilly, all of us will grow when GTA 6 comes out. Wait, you have half-siblings? Yeah, I have a half-brother and a half-sister, but I haven't spoken to my, you know, I haven't spoken to my siblings in a very long time. When GTA 6 releases, will you still play GTA 5 online? I love your channel. No, dude. When GTA 6 releases, I'm gonna focus mainly on GTA 6. That's what I'm gonna just focus on. But what I will do is we'll still do nostalgia streams. So we'll come back to like GTA Online, you know, every now and then and do a nostalgia stream. We'll do that just as we do the GTA 4 streams too. I haven't done a GTA 4 stream in some time. I should, you know, go back and do that too. Is auto-aim on? I don't know. I have to look. Here, let's see. Assisted aim partial. Yes, it's an assisted aim partial server. Would I collab with Harm None for a GTA Manhunt video? Who's that? Is that like a Manhunt YouTuber? I missed some super chats. Did I? I gotta do the streams on Generation Zero too. Whose super chat did I miss? When GTA 6 releases, yeah, thank you, Raymond, for the super chat. I'll still play GTA 5 from time to time. Do I miss the old Modern Warfare 2 and Halo 3 lobbies? I never really played much of Halo 3 Online. Halo 3 Online, I never really played it much, but Modern Warfare 2 I did play a lot back in the day. That I did. But yeah, I will say this. The kids today could not handle Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. Like if you think the people on Call of Duty today are toxic, you haven't seen nothing. Like Modern Warfare 2 2009, oh man, the toxic lobbies on that, I've heard some insane things in Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. Like I heard people say some crazy things. It's way more toxic than what you will ever have in a Call of Duty lobby today. Oh, you made a super chat, Mr. Professional? Let me look. I'm sorry. I made a comment on Ned Luke's short video 5 years ago. A few days ago, I got a toxic comment from a clickbait fan. Wait, what? What did they say to you, Mr. Professional? Thank you for the super chat. Well, what happened there? Thank you, Mark Mitten. Hey, Pro, I love this channel and been following you for more than a year. Hey, Pro, are you ever planning to play the Call of Juarez series? Also, other Half-Life expansions soon. I always like when you play more games. Yeah, I have to play the Half-Life story DLCs. I gotta play those also. I gotta get to those too. I know there's one where you play as like one of the security guards. You play as Gordon's friend. I gotta do that one. Maybe I'll do it before the end of the year if I have time. But next month is gonna be Yakuza that we're gonna be doing. And Call of Juarez, Mark. Yeah, I could do those, and then there's also Call of Juarez the Cartel. I know it's not as good as the other ones, but also I want to play that one. What's your opinion on AI taking people's Thank you, Lamar, for the super chat. see here. What about AI taking people's jobs? Here's what I think. I think that the biggest threats of AI taking people's jobs is gonna be anybody who's a driving job. If you have any kind of driving job, if you are driving like delivering packages, driving like trucks, you are the most at risk of AI taking your job. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think there's gonna be like self-driving trucks, and I think those self-driving trucks will end up taking a lot of jobs. And I will say this: I don't care how safe people say it is. I don't like the idea of a giant computer driving a giant truck across, the country. I don't like that. I don't like that. That scares me too. Doesn't that scare you guys? That like a computer could be driving a giant truck on the highway? Like that kind of scares me. So that's so I don't like that. I don't care how safe people say it is. I just don't like it. Self-driving cars already exist. They're called taxis and Uber. There are self-driving cars, sure, but for something like a truck to be that big and being driven by AI, no, I don't like the idea of that. Do I think AI will take over the music industry? No. No. That is one thing AI will never take over. Because at the end of the day, it's people that make the best songs. AI will never make better songs than people. And on top of that, people go to concerts to see the musicians play, not the AI. So they want to see the musician. I don't even know why Rockstar can't even update the casino exterior in GTA 5 single player. Because they don't care about it. They don't care about the single player at all, unfortunately. Pro, I just became a member. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, Bad Gamer. I'm sorry I'm sorry I didn't see your membership there earlier. Thank you, dude. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel. Thanks, man. Pro, are your half-siblings Polish? Yeah. I mean, they live in Poland. My father is a Polish Tatar, and his first wife was also Polish Slavic, so they're like me. They're, I guess, half Tatar and half Slavic, but... Is TGG in here? I don't know. He was here earlier. TGG, are you still here? What is a Tatar? Tatars are people that come from Central Asia. They came into Eastern Europe during the Mongolian conquests, and a lot of them settled in Europe. Like, for example, the Cumans in... If anybody's ever played Kingdom Come Deliverance, you know the Cumans? The Cumans are Tatars. Or most of them are. But that is, yeah, they're basically people that came from Central Asia that settled in Europe hundreds of years ago. Do you have roots from Russia at all? Not really, no. My grandma, she grew up in Belarus, or it was the Belarus SSR. That's what it was called. But my grandma's her first language was Belarusian. But she later in life identified as Polish. So it was, even though she grew up speaking Belarus, that was her first language, she ended up identifying as Polish, but she certainly wouldn't identify as Russian. Definitely not. So she would either identify as Belarusian or as Polish. Pro, you got me in Generation Zero, and you did 2 streams, and you still haven't finished all the DLCs. Yeah, I know, Brandon. Brandon, I'll tell you what though. We'll come back to Generation Zero and we will do a live stream together. We'll play it. We'll come back to it, and I still gotta do all the DLCs. Did they at least finish the story though? Like, I know you said there's not gonna be any more content for Generation Zero, but did they finish the stories? The story finally in it? Okay, here we go. Is TGG still here? I think he might have left then. Oh, the bike fell off here. Okay, here we go. My favorite capo execution in Mafia 3? Um, honestly speaking, my favorite execution in Mafia 3 wasn't even a capo, it was Sant'Angelo's death. That was probably my favorite, execution out of all of them, was Sant'Angelo. I hated Sant'Angelo so much. My god, that guy was just... Even though he only has like 5 minutes of screen time, he's just such a creepy and evil character. Oh, well, Mark, I'm not really gonna get into the politics. I'm gonna really stay away from that, dude. I don't want to get into that. He wasn't Mafia, though, right? A hired gun? No, he was the cartel. That's what he was. Marcano brought him in as, like, a partner. Yeah, I'm gonna do all the strike missions in Black Ops 2. I'll do all of them. I want to get the good ending. And guys, I got a question. Can somebody answer me this question? You know that one mission in Black Ops 2 where you're playing as Farid? And, you're going undercover in Menendez's group? And then Harper gets captured and you have to decide on whether to, to shoot, Menendez or shoot Harper? What do I have to do in that, scene to get the good ending? Like, if I want to get the good ending where, like, Menendez stays in prison... Like, what do I have to do? Do I shoot Harper in that scene? I gotta shoot Harper, okay. So, to get the good ending, Harper's alive in Black Ops 7. Yeah, I know about that he's alive in Black Ops 7, but, But I want to go for the good ending in Black Ops 2. Am I gonna buy fuel from Chevron? No. And also, Gunner, I'm gonna turn that into a short. I don't know if you saw my Black Ops 2 Angola mission video, but I did, talk about that. I'm gonna make that into a short, but I don't buy, gas from Chevron in the first place. I'm trying to remember what gas station do I even buy from? The gas stations I typically bought from was what was it? Casey's, or it was Quick Star. Those are the ones I typically bought from. Thank you, Oceans, for sponsoring, subscribing to the channel. Thank you, dude. What's going on with Chevron? Well, no. What Gunner is talking about is the Angola quick trip. I think it might be Quick Trip. Yeah, it's Quick something. That's the name of the gas station. I forget. But anyways, about Chevron. So when the Angolan Civil War was going on, during the Angolan Civil War, Chevron actually owned a lot of the gas fields that are around Angola. And what happened was the MPLA, they were the communist rebels in the Angolan Civil War. When they took over the coast, they actually worked with Chevron to export oil. So they let Chevron drill oil and then export it to other countries and sell it. And that's how the MPLA, the communists, funded themselves in the in that war, in the Angolan Civil War. Is the communists funded themselves through an American, gas company. It was Gulf Oil, and then it merged into Chevron. And here's the crazy thing about this. The Cuban army that was in Angola was protecting Chevron gas fields. So imagine that the MPLA communists and the Cuban army communists were protecting Chevron, American, large American gasoline company, their oil fields, because nobody wanted to trade with the MPLA, and so that's what they did, is that they relied on this American company to make money. And the UNITA, which was Savimbi's faction, was funded by diamond mines that were inland, and they didn't ever get as much money as the MPLA. And then when the MPLA took their mines over, they lost their funding. And the thing is Savimbi actually said, complained about that to the U.S., that this oil company is making money off of our blood, that it's funding the MPLA. And so we really betrayed, we betrayed Savimbi. We did. That was not fair to Savimbi. We were, we had an American, we were sending money to Savimbi, we were sending weapons to him to help him fight against the MPLA, and at the same time the MPLA was making money from an American gas company, Chevron, and so we were also funding the same people that we were, so we were funding the same people he was fighting against. So that's what was really messed up about that situation. That wasn't fair to Savimbi. Well, the MPLA ignore this from their history, and also Chevron also ignores this from their history. If you go on Chevron's website, they talk about their history in Angola. They don't talk about how they worked with Cuba and they worked with the MPLA, two disgusting regimes. You also forgot to mention that the oil money also went towards the MPLA elites, which the rest of Angola remain impoverished to this day, and the MPLA officials own the media and telecom companies. I could add that in a pinned comment in my short, Miss Gunner. Is gas under $3 in your state? Yeah. Will you make a current events video about New York? Are you talking about the politics? I stay away from that. I'm not gonna touch that. Thank you, Dice Samato Carol. Thanks, dude. Pat, I think they did. I can't remember. It's been a long time. And are you gonna start the Red Dead Redemption 2 stream sooner? Yeah, Red Dead. When I do the stream on Sunday, we'll do the Red Dead stream a lot earlier. Is it true the United States lost several nukes in the past? Yes. There was one nuke that actually fell out of a plane, and it fell into some farmer's field. So it was a nuke that was on an American cargo plane, and it fell out of the plane and fell into a farmer's field. The U.S. government quickly retrieved it, but then there was a second nuke. A second nuke the U.S. lost in the ocean. There was an American military cargo plane, and the hatch snapped open, and they lost a nuke. This happened during the Cold War. I think it was the 60s or 70s when this happened, and the nuke actually fell into the ocean. I think it was off of the Carolinas. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's where it landed in the ocean somewhere there, and it's never been found to this day. So people don't even know where the nuke is. So yeah, that is true. That it's the U.S. lost a nuke in the ocean, and it was never found. I am back, homie. Shoji, Tomiyama. Hey, Terry. Hey, dude. Thank you for sponsoring my channel for 3 years. Thanks, man. What are your thoughts on the garbage update in Hell Let Loose that ruined the game, crashing constantly? Yeah, I'm a really big Hell Let Loose player. A month ago, I used to play Hell Let Loose almost every night a month ago. But now, I haven't played Hell Let Loose myself in over a month now. Because, the glitches. It says that I had gotten, so many crashes. I would be in the middle of a game, it would crash. I would rejoin and be in the middle of a game, it would crash. And I got so pissed at the crashes, I just stopped playing it. The crashes were just too much. I don't know what they did in those updates, but whatever the hell they did in those updates, they really messed the game up. Hey JBK, I have to say this, I'm very frustrated about the delay, but at least it's still 2026. not 2027. What do you think of the UPS plane crash? Thank you, Life of Mikey. It's it's really sad, and it's I heard that the engine fell off of the plane. So like it was a UPS cargo plane. The engine fell off. The pilot couldn't control it, and it crashed and exploded. But I don't know how that happens. Like how does an engine fall off of a plane? Somebody that was doing maintenance really messed up. So somebody whoever was in charge of maintenance needs to be arrested and prosecuted. Yo, Pro, tell me, are your expectations high for GTA 6? Oh yeah, I think that GTA 6 will deliver. I know we're gonna have to wait a little bit, but I think it will deliver. Thank you, Mr. Dark Meme. Thank you for the super chat, dude. When I look at Lou Marcano the first time, would I guess that he's a Mafia capo? No, he's a bit goofy. No. I'd probably reclass the Mile High Club in GTA 5 as an abandoned building rather than a construction building. As far as GTA 5 NPCs are concerned, that project is dead. Yeah. Well, you know what the funny thing is? You know, it's probably a government project. That's probably what it is. It's probably a government project. That's why they're taking so long with the construction for the that building in GTA 5. They're probably just milking the hours and just dragging it out. That's probably what they're doing. That's what happens in my in New York, where I'm from. Whenever there's a joke we have in New York that whenever there's a government construction project, it's always disaster and it takes like forever, because what will happen is the construction workers, they're working like hourly, and what they do is they will basically just be taking so long to fix like a simple thing. Like you'll be driving past the construction workers and they'll just be sitting on their phones on the streets, like not even doing anything, not even working, and then like a project that should take like only a couple weeks ends up turning into a couple months because of that. Yo, what do you mean, Brandon? It's not built because Franklin stole the plans in story mode. Maybe. I saw a little bit of the Danhauser interviews. Which Saints Row characters did you hate? I hated Dex in Saints Row 2. Julius 2. Marrow. Building reminds me of the Rugyong Hotel in North Korea. Yeah, that giant abandoned skyscraper in North Korea, the pointy one. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Don't forget no-show contractors on the payroll but never show up. Yep. Oh yeah, what Shogo did was uncalled for. Yeah, that was... no, Troy, on Sunday I'll be doing Red Dead. That's what we'll do on Sunday. Who, Mr. Professional? North Korea hired the Egyptian company Orascom to construct that hotel, but yet it never finished because of sanctions. Well, it's not just because of the sanctions, it's because North Korea got most of its funding from the Soviet Union, and after the Soviet Union collapsed, no more money coming in. Richie, yeah, that Mahjong, I can't play that ever again. I hope Rockstar doesn't mess with GTA 6 like Mind's Eye or Cyberpunk, regardless of the layoffs that might affect senior developers. Uh, I think the game will be fine in the end, Rosemary. But the only question is how many people are going to get fired when the game finally comes out. What that's going to be like. Do I think North Korea will ever be free in the future? No. I think that North Korea might become like China in the future, or Vietnam, where it might become like a socialist market economy, but it's never going to be a truly free country, and it'll never join with South Korea. All the sad goodbyes to GTA Online posts this year are pretty funny now. Our last summer in Los Santos, I feel so emotional. Yeah, about that. Yeah, well, we're going to have another summer. Oh, I stay away from drama. I stay away from drama, Sam. I just don't get involved in it. Uh, Pro, you asked me if they finished the campaign in Generation Zero. I said, Patrick, I think they did. I can't remember. It's been a long time. Well, I gotta get back to the game. I actually, I actually really like the story in that game. What do you think about the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan? Well, I actually talk about that in my next part of uh, in my next part of yeah, in my next part of Black Ops 2, I do talk a bit about that. But anyways, about the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan, the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan was kind of justified, unlike the Iraq War. The Iraq War was just stupid. It was pointless. It was an idiotic war. But the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan was more justified because it was directly going after the people that were involved in September 11, and it was, you know, removing a terrorist government from power. But I guess the problem is the U.S. probably stayed there for too long. They were nation building for a long time, and it just didn't work out in the end. Uh, yeah, it was a lot of countries, but in Afghanistan. But hey, Pro, have you seen woman threw hot coffee at a McDonald's worker? No. What are you talking about? What you Talbo? Thank you for the super chat. Thanks, man. What are you talking about? This happened recently? Yeah, it was a disaster. In the end, that war was. YouTubers with loads of subs will go whatever other loads of sub channels are. I think that's kind of disingenuous if you ask me. Well, the thing is, as you guys know, on my channel I play whatever game I want. So, like, I'm playing Ghost of Yotei, and Ghost of Yotei only gets, like, 1,000 views per video, like, compared to, you know, Liberty City Stories, which gets, like, 10,000 views a video. But that doesn't mean I stop Ghost of Yotei. I still, you know, enjoy it, so I play whatever games I want to play, regardless of the views. Like, I played Ace Attorney, and I did, like, 40 parts of Ace Attorney, even though it wasn't that, you know, popular of a series, because I liked it so much. So, at the end of the day, I play whatever game I feel like playing on the channel. That's how I just do things, how I roll. But I will say about the, But here's one thing I'll say about the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan, and this is something that people don't know. A lot of people don't know this, but did you guys know? And I'm curious if the people in the chat know this. The Soviet Union, when they were actually in Afghanistan, the Soviet Union killed 20 times more civilians than the U.S. did in Afghanistan, and that is not an exaggeration. If you do not believe me, you can Google this. Google exactly how many civilians the Soviets killed in Afghanistan, and they killed 20 times more civilians than the U.S. did. And they were there only half the time. Where they were in Afghanistan for 10 years, the U.S. was there for 20 years. So they killed 20 times more civilians. The U.S. killed between 40 to 60,000 civilians in Afghanistan. The Soviets killed between 1 to 2 million civilians. That's insane. That is, it's because the Soviets did not value human life at all. They didn't care. But that's what I'll say about that is, you know, maybe you could make the argument the U.S. shouldn't have been in Afghanistan, but the U.S. clearly cared more about human life than the Soviets ever did. Clearly much more. They used the Hind too. Yeah, for people wondering why the Soviets killed so many civilians in Afghanistan, how the Soviets would do things is in the Soviet-Afghan war, if there was like 1 or 2 Mujahideen fighters from a village, the Soviets would destroy that entire village. They would bomb it with artillery, call in napalm strikes, and yes, the Soviets did use napalm strikes in Afghanistan, just as the U.S. used it in Vietnam. They used Hinds. They would blow up the entire village, kill everybody, men, women, children, like there would be nothing left of the villages. The Soviets even used butterfly mines in Afghanistan. If you want to know what the butterfly mine is, it's a mine that's dropped specifically from planes, and they dropped millions of those mines, millions of them. And the thing about the butterfly mines is that they looked like toys. They were bright colored green, they looked like toys, and kids in Afghanistan would pick them up and get blown up and get amputated. That's what the Soviets did. They made horrible weapons just like that specifically targeted civilians. It was just disgusting. What is a made man in the Italian Mafia? A full member of the Mafia. I think those mines were mentioned in Rambo 3. Oh, were they? I gotta rewatch Rambo 3 again. Pro, I'm trying to join a membership. It won't work. Oh. I don't know then, Brandon. Have I ever heard of Jocko Willnick, the retired Navy SEAL? He's also known for discipline equals freedom. No, I don't think I have. If I seen a video of him, I probably would recognize him. That's probably what I usually recognize people by their faces, not always by their names. I probably have seen him somewhere before. North Korea is this, you know, probably the most worst regime on the planet. Do I know about the Battle of Monte Cassino in World War II? Yes. I don't just know about the Battle of Monte Cassino. My great-grandfather fought in the Battle of Monte Cassino. But yeah, that was one of the largest battles that happened in the Italian campaign. There was a lot of Polish troops that were actually in that battle. My great-grandpa was one of them. Remember we played Battlefield 6 and we got that weird glitch where one player kills us out of the sky? I hope they fixed that. Yeah, it is ridiculous. The IFV can instantly shoot down a helicopter. You don't even get a lock on it. It's disgusting. It is. Thank you, Brandon, for that super chat. Thank you for your family service, bro. What do you mean, Charlie? Thanks, man. Polish men also served in the British Armed Forces. That is true. What I think of a crossover between Borat and Disney's Enchanted. What? You're so good at piloting a heli, bro. Thank you, Drifter Kids. No, I've never been much into baseball. Oh, when I was younger, I maybe considered National Guard. The CIA did work with a lot of drug cartels, that is true, because it was easy money that they could make really quickly to fund their operations. Well, yeah, Gustavo Fring, he was very smart, but also scary at the same time, too. What do I know about this Battle of Smolensk? It's gonna mean hell let loose. Smolensk, that would happen in what, it will be summer of 1943. It would be like a couple months after the Germans are falling back from Stalingrad. Is there a Polish version of the Mafia or Yakuza? Yeah, I don't know what it would be called specifically, but yeah, there's organized crime in every country. Am I going to make a history channel? Nah, probably not. I probably wouldn't have time for it. I just like to focus on this channel that I have here. What do I think of communism and socialism? I think it's a disaster. I think that it's, I don't think it works, ultimately. They should have made Kim Jong-un the mayor of Los Santos because we're still stuck in Los Santos. Thank you, Silver Fox, for the super chat. Well, socialism is the same thing. It just doesn't work. The thing about socialism and what people don't understand is that a lot of times the people that are defending socialism, they will talk about, like, countries like, for example, Sweden. They'll say, oh, Sweden's a socialist country, or Norway. Sweden and Norway are not socialist countries. They're still very much capitalist countries. They just have really big safety nets. So, like, they tax, you know, their citizens more, and they have, like, all these programs, but they aren't socialist countries. A socialist country is where the government controls a huge amount of the private industry. That's what a socialist country basically is. It's a socialist country is, for example, Venezuela. Like, I mean, where would you rather live? Would you rather live in Venezuela, Or would you rather live in Norway? I'd rather live in Norway than live in Venezuela. That's what I'll say about that. So Venezuela is a true, socialist country, and it's a disaster. Norway is not a socialist country. It's a, capitalist country with, with a generous, welfare and social programs. That's what I'll say about it. No problem, Unknown. Pro, the Soviet Union had very good rent-stabilized apartments, free water, free food, and very good housing. I don't know about that housing. The housing all depends on who you were, what connections you had in the Soviet Union. If you were somebody like in the top, communist, one of the top communist officials, you got a better apartment than other people. But other people, they lived in these commune apartments where you would be sharing your kitchen with strangers. So like to be this one giant apartment, everybody would be sharing the same kitchen. And what would happen is you would have like a bathroom, not even in your own apartment. It would actually be in the hallway, and everybody would basically be sharing the exact same bathroom. That's what housing was like in the Soviet Union. And as for the food, the food, I'll say, in the Soviet Union, people would wait in like long lines from like 5 o'clock in the morning, and they would they would have all the food basically rationed. That's what it was like. And so stores weren't allowed to order what customers wanted. Stores were only allowed to, have whatever the government wanted. So the government would decide what you need. It wasn't what you wanted. It was the government would decide what you need. You get free food rations. I wouldn't say it's free food. You're ultimately paying for it. My parents grew up in a communist country. They grew up in communist Eastern Europe, and my parents told me horror stories. So they waited till like 5 o'clock in the morning for the truck to come to the supermarket. Trust me, you do not want to live in that kind of, society. At least it's better than homelessness. Well, I'll agree with you, it's better than homelessness, sure. But it still sucks. I seen you do the Black Ops 2 playthrough on Steam. Did you know that every Call of Duty before Modern Warfare 2019 on Steam is very dangerous due to RCE exploits and other hackers that can steal your computer? Wait, what? What are you talking about, JBK? Pro, if someone keeps saying to you rent, will you say, I'll give you your rent when you fix this damn door? That's the reference to Spider-Man. You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door. That's probably the biggest meme in Spider-Man 3. Thank you, Sanjay, for this super chat. Thanks, man. I'm not a communist, but in the Soviet Union referendum in 1991, 70% of people voted to keep the Soviet Union because of government jobs. The reason the majority of people voted to keep the Soviet Union is because the Soviet Union was a superpower, and people did not want to see it collapse. But if you were to ask those people, those same people, if you did like a referendum and you asked them, do you want like a free market society or a communist society, I think the answer would be very different in that. What are some deep southern foods you ate? I don't know. I don't remember. The last time I was in the South was in 2013. That was the last time I was in the South. And I had like southern waffles. They were really good. Like breakfast at southern diners. They were really good. What game do I like the most and I hate the most? My favorite game is Saints Row 2. My most hated game is probably actually the Saints Row reboot. Pro, would you even check out my messages after the stream? The context should tide you over until Fallout Season 2. I even put down names for each web show next to links explaining each show. I'll look at them later, Zach. I'm sorry, I've just been so busy with just so many things. But yeah, I could look at it too. Yeah, and that's the thing is, Sweden and Norway would not call themselves socialist countries. Like those governments, they wouldn't call themselves socialist. Like Venezuela is a socialist country. And like, let me ask the chat here: would you guys rather live in Venezuela or live in Norway? Because I know I'd rather live in Norway. I don't want to live in a country like Venezuela. Like that's what you get with socialism is a country like Venezuela, and that's not a Not a nice place to live. India is a mixed capitalist society, that's why it's growing. Well, India should go more free market. I think it'll be better for it. But yeah, that's it. I live in Denmark. Does that count? Denmark is not a socialist country. Denmark is very much a capitalist country, just a generous, safety net. That's what I would say about it. Is China a communist country? Yes and no. It operates. The Communist Party are the ones who run it. So by just that definition, you could say it's a communist country if the Communist Party runs it. But its economy is a socialist market economy, and China is much more of a socialist country than Norway is. China controls much more industry in their country than Norway does. But the reason that China isn't a disaster like Venezuela, it's not collapsing like Venezuela, is because China is a superpower. That's why it's not completely collapsing. Also in China, nobody owns land. That's what makes it a socialist country. No one owns land in China. In China, all land is actually state owned. In China, what happens is when you buy property in China, you are just actually buying a lease when you're buying the property. And the lease is basically, I think it's like for 50 years. 50 years, the government owns the land. And so far, nobody's lease has expired, so nobody has seen what happens, after the 50 years. But that's basically what it is there is no private land ownership in China. It doesn't exist. Yeah, that is true, Mark Minton. It's 70 years. Okay, so I had the years wrong, but I was right on it. Before me, OYT. No, I haven't, Vile. Does anybody need help with a heist? Any heists? Did we help everyone? Thank you, Arlie, for subscribing to the channel. What do I think of the Second Amendment? Oh, I'm a very strong, defender of the Second Amendment. I'm a very big, gun rights person. So yeah, I would say I have a favorable view of the Second Amendment. Do I eat any Polish food? Not really. I eat Polish food more when I visit my family, but when I, out here in the Midwest, I almost never eat Polish food. You're trash, Brock. Yeah, that is from Spider-Man 3. That movie has so many cringe lines. Am I fluent in Polish? Tak, ja umiem gadać dobrze po polsku. Yes, I know how to speak Polish well. Hi, Pro. Why a lot of people are impatient for GTA 6? About GTA 6, it's all the kids. I guess the kids have been looking forward to it for years, and they can't wait, and they just want the game to come out now. That's it, Edwin. It's just people are just rushing for it. Invite me to your heist if you got one ready. In the UK, you can be arrested for acting defensively. Yes, that is true. Yeah, that is true. That I don't think in the UK you can even own pepper spray to defend yourself. Yo, read what I said. Can you post your comment again, Adira? Is it true that Japan was actually pissed off at Germany for invading Poland and allying with the Soviet Union? Yes, that is true. Japan had a very favorable view of Poland in Europe. The two countries actually had trading relationships. Even though it's you think about Poland and Japan having relations back then before World War II, but yes, they did. They had a lot of business connections, and Japan was pretty pissed off about Germany invading Poland. That's actually one of the reasons that Japan did not help Germany invade the Soviet Union, because they were just pissed about Germany also invading Poland, that they didn't really want to help Germany anymore. So that is true. And the weirdest thing about it is that when Poland declared war on Japan, Japan refused the declaration. They just basically said that Poland was controlled by the Allies, and so it's not making its own decisions, and so they just refused the declaration. That's the first time I've heard of somebody refusing a declaration of war, but yes, that is a true thing that happened. Oh, I hope that you feel better, Agent Reaper. Just jailbroke my PSP Go today and downloaded several games onto an SD card, Midnight Club, Grand Theft Auto, Need for Speed, and many more. I haven't played on my PSP in close to 15 years. Does anybody need help? Anybody need help with a heist or anything here? I heard that Rockstar fired 30 employees, yes. Is Raul Menendez worse than Makarov? No, because Menendez loved his sister and cared about her. Makarov doesn't love anyone. One day I'll go through the Resident Evil games and I'll play them. Would Jimmy Pecorino idolize Phil Leotardo? Maybe in a way. They're both idiots, and Pecorino is based on Phil Leotardo. There we go. Okay, heist. My grandfather was a Japanese prisoner of war survivor in the Australian Army. Oh, I'm sorry your grandfather went through that. That must have been really rough and brutal. The Japanese were just horrible to prisoners. No, I didn't, Warrior Man. Kazakhstan, it's a... Well, Kazakhstan is not a, fully a free country. It's a pretty authoritarian country. Are we doing it with 2 or 3 people? Will I do more member-only streams? Yeah, I'll do them, and I'm going to announce it soon, somewhere in the middle of November. Will GTA 5 have a story that is dark or depressing, such as GTA 4? I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be as dark as GTA 4, but at least I'm hoping for some dark stuff to happen Is Kazakhstan a socialist country? Not really. I wouldn't say so. Uh, will I make more creepy content? What are you talking about? Creepy content? What is your view of India? I have a generally positive view of India. I don't have a negative view, but I will say this. When it comes to India, though, I have a very negative view of the police in India. Like, very, very negative. Uh, the reason for that is because the police in India, they really don't do anything to arrest a lot of the scammers, and that's why. So I don't have anything against the country or the people, but I don't like the police there because like I've seen so many YouTube videos where like these hackers will like go after these scammers and they will expose them, tell the police where where these scammers are, and the police will do nothing, like nothing, or the police will take a bribe from the scammers. So that's what I'll just say is there was this one guy there is this one guy I watch on YouTube, Carl Rock. He's a New Zealand guy that lives in India, and he did one video where he was getting like scammed in public. Like there was this lady that kept trying to scam him, and there was like an Indian cop that was like right up the street, and he walked up to the Indian cop and he said to him, "This woman is trying to scam me." And you know what the Indian cop did? He walked up to the woman and he said, "Please don't scam him." That's what he said. Didn't arrest her, didn't do anything. Just please don't scam. That's all he just said. So that's basically what I'll say about it. Is that the India needs to clean up the police in their country. They do, because it's ridiculous. The police are not cracking down on this stuff. That they're not doing stuff about this. But that's what I'll say about it. An engineering student was killed by the police in my country for not paying a bribe. I hope the police get better. What country is that? Is that India also? My God, that's horrible. India is a great country. Oh, I'm not disputing that. I don't have anything against India. My problem is more with the police. I was just saying that the police are just I don't know what they're doing a lot of times too.
Now play it cool. You're doing your usual day-to-day delivery job. You've done this 1,000 times. You're earlier than expected. Just gonna check your VI number.
Pro, I'm from Kazakhstan. We have a more of an oligarchy system like Russia, but still a free market economy, but a lot of corruption. Yeah, Kazakhstan is not a full free country, but it's not I wouldn't say it's a socialist country either, too.
I thought you were gonna get shot.
Set to fidelity mode. Yeah, I know.
Okay. Now get in the elevator and remember, inconspicuous.
Let me set to fidelity mode here, where Nigeria has a lot of scammers. Oh yeah, and the thing is that the police in Nigeria are worse than the police in India. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that 100%. But
Security checks coming up. You can do this. You keep your cool. Don't be nervous.
But look, here's what I'll tell you about these scams that are basically that like happen.
You're gonna need your key card.
Let me just
Get into the main
also.
menu.
Oh wait, crap. Hang on.
System. Swipe at the same time.
Swipe.
Yes. Come on. How much better does it feel when the marks are this dumb?
Swipe again.
Swipe at the same time, y'all.
Okay, so what I was gonna say about the scams now is listen to this. Is India could get rid of like 95% of the scammers like tomorrow. Like just get rid of almost all of them. You know how they do that? They just pass one simple law. Just one law, and it will end almost all these scams. You know what that is? India needs to pass a federal law, and this federal law would basically be across all the states, like every single state. And what the law would basically say is it would say to like any landlord that is renting out the scammers, if they don't kick them out, that they are going to have serious consequences like fines and if they don't pay the fines, the government will seize their property. And I guarantee you, if the Indian government did that like tomorrow, like all of these scammers would lose all of their businesses, like everything. Because I will tell you something. When you know those videos like you watch on YouTube of like those guys like exposing the scammers and they hack like in their cameras, and you see those scammers in India and they're always like in the call centers. They don't own those buildings. They're actually renting out those floors. And I will tell you something. I'm a landlord. I own rental properties. And as a landlord, I can tell you 100% that if somebody is renting out a floor on their building, they're going to know what they're doing. Like a landlord is going to know what they're doing. Is going to know what their business. So these landlords that own these office buildings, they can't sit there and say, oh, I didn't know they were scammers. They know that they're scammers. The scammers basically pay them a lot of money to rent out the floor, and so the landlords don't care. But if the Indian government just passed a federal law, which basically punished landlords for harboring scammers in their buildings, I guarantee you that all these landlords would kick out the scammers, and the scammers would have no place to scam from, and it would just be over like that. So that's basically the solution: is they just need to pass a federal law and just that punish these landlords who are just hosting these scammers in these office buildings, and that'll just be it. Pretty much, it'll be over all the scammers. But yeah. But India is a beautiful country. I will just say is that these scammers, they have just caused such they have just hurt India's reputation a lot, and it's just the police are just not doing their jobs. I don't know why the police are just not arresting these people. They're not, and the police need to really get on it. In Indian courts, they need to get on it and start prosecuting these people and putting these people in prison and keeping them there. I'm sure there's some scammers that operate from some abandoned buildings. I'm sure that happens also. But I'm just saying is that the majority of these buildings these scammers are operating from, they rent. I'm not saying it would end all scammers, but if that law passed that I just told you guys about, it would end like 95% of scams tomorrow. Wasn't Nazi Germany also socialist? In a way. Thank you, Silver Fox, for the super chat. Nazi Germany was a weird one because Nazi Germany's economy was very socialist-like, where the government was heavily involved in the economy. Private property did exist in Nazi Germany, and private businesses were allowed, but they were there primarily to benefit the government. That's what it was. They were designed primarily to benefit the state, to make money for the state. That's how private businesses operated in Nazi Germany, where in the Soviet Union there was no private business allowed. It was just all government. All government owned.
30 seconds.
What's the solution to ending scams in Nigeria? The exact same thing I just said. The landlord law that I proposed earlier. Ossetia, that's a small country that's in the Caucasus. There's South Ossetia and then there's North Ossetia. But it was that country, it was primarily involved in the Georgian War in 2008. Yeah, Lego is from Denmark. That's true.
Y'all done in here? Hey, listen, that fella on the vault door, how'd he look? We snuck a double-strength laxative in his coffee. He'll be shitting slurring his britches by now. All right, thanks, y'all. Get in the cargo elevator and use your key card. Play it cool. Okay, I need you to stay calm. They've seen what you did to the vault, and now the whole place is locking down fast. They know you're still in the building. Just keep moving and keep quiet. Time to change your outfits. We need a fresh start if you're gonna make it out of here under the radar. Alright, look busy and shout LSFD if anyone gets in your way. They're closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace. Security is sweeping the whole building. Stay one step ahead or this whole thing goes south. As long as you stay calm, those outfits should get you from here to the exit. The cops aren't letting anybody through the perimeter.
Okay, let's do this
So
here.
you'll have to do that the old-fashioned way.
Good work on this heist, guys. Good work. I haven't seen your lives in years, bro. My second year of college. Oh, hey, how are you doing, XDD? I think if a company signs a union, they should follow the contract. They agreed to it. What if in World War II Operation Downfall actually happened? Invasion of Japan, mainland Japan, it would be millions of people would have died. It would have been horrible. The invasion of Japan would have been bigger than D-Day. It would have been the largest amphibious invasion in history. That's what that would have been.
Remember, they know the vault's been hit, but they don't know who you are or where you are. They have patrols sweeping the whole place, and all the civilians have been evacuated. So if they see you, they'll know it's you. So just stay out of their way, keep your cool, and get to the buyer. You should avoid the bulk of the cops this way. The only thing that matters is making it to your ride. The driver has the getaway car in position. I've pinged you the GPS.
What is an honorable thing that Tenpenny did? He didn't really do anything honorable. I mean, he did warn CJ about the Ballas, you know, moving guns, but that was also for his own, you know, benefit. Do you think the U.S. would have succeeded with Operation Downfall? Yes, the U.S. would have won. There's no question about that, but it would have been a great cost. Do you know there was supposed to be a single-player DLC in Insurgency Sandstorm about a Kurdish woman that was fighting against the insurgents? Yes, and there was supposed to be an American volunteer that was also going to be the other character. I think that would have been cool. That would have been actually a really cool campaign, but unfortunately it got cancelled, and they just focused all on multiplayer. That did piss me off a bit, too. That story did look interesting. I did see the single-player trailer for it, too. I know exactly what you're talking about, yeah. Where do I get my ROMs to emulate games? The PS2 disc. I download the PS2 disc. So, like, I own the PS2 discs. Thank you, Glover, for the super chat. How have I still not lost these cops? Come on, dude. Gotta be kidding me. This is ridiculous. But finally. Is Polish an easy language to learn? No. No, especially if you're an English speaker, it's not. Thank you, Will Ballister. Thank you for sponsoring my channel. I always enjoy your lives, Pro. Thank you, Charlie. Thanks, guys. Thank you, everybody, for the support today. Thank you, guys. You guys have been awesome.
Right. You're good. Get to the buyer.
I don't know why that took so long to lose the cops. That was a bit ridiculous. No problem. Glad I could help you. You might have, yeah, it might have been because I was too close to the casino. Wait, what are you talking about, CP, S logo? I don't think we're gonna get Elite Challenge, but that's fine. We still did good on this run. Look at the take that we took. That was really good. Here we go, 2.5 kilometers. Have I ever played 5M? No, I haven't. I stay away from drama, dude. I don't get involved in that stuff. I keep my channel out of it. It's just toxic, and I just stay away from it. The Khmer Rouge, they were brutal in Cambodia. They were one of the most disgusting communist regimes. Why haven't you done any side missions? I did. I did one of the races as a side mission, but I might come back to it and do 100% completion. Signalis, I gotta look into this game. Have I ever played a Dead Space series? Not really. I've never really played much of them. My most underrated playthrough was Fight Night Champion. Thank you, dude. I actually loved playing that game. Had a lot of fun with it. Does Polish have a different alphabet to English? No, but there are certain, like... hang on. There are certain letters that are a little different. Like W, for example, is pronounced V in Polish. And there's also L with the little line through it, which that basically means W. Whenever you see that, it's like it's pronounced like a W. How do you rip the files from disk to emulate? I don't know that part, Glover Fox. My friend does it for me. So one of my friends, he's really good at computers. I just put, my PS2 disc in, and, he helps me emulate it and, download the ROM. So I just put my PS2 disc in, and we emulate it on PC, and that's... But, I guess I'll probably be going here. I haven't had dinner yet, guys. I'm starving. It's super late, too. So I'm probably going to cook some food and make something to eat. I'll answer a few questions before I go. So if anybody wants to ask me anything, I'll answer here. Hey, Pro, I always enjoyed your videos and live stream. Thank you for your hard work and for entertaining us. You're one of my favorite YouTubers. Thank you, Will. Thanks, dude, for the, thank you, man. Thanks, that means a lot to me. Thank you, Will. Do you think Manhunt and Bully deserve actual remakes instead of ports? Yeah, I would love to see a remake, but we're probably never gonna get it though. Unknown Notion. Thank you for the super chat. Short stream today? Well, no, it's kind of like the same length that we have. Please show Trevor? Sure. I could do that. Let's see, what is Trevor doing right now? You still play Crime Boss? I haven't played in a couple months. I could reinstall the game and come back to it. Wait, what? I can't believe YouTube allows really long names. Wow, insane. Thank you for the super chat. What are you talking about, though, dude? There. I wonder what Franklin is doing here. Hey, professional, tell me why I didn't finish high school, because you've been doing drugs, man, since the age of 10. That's San Andreas. CJ says that to Ryder. I remember the line. Let's see. Yeah, Franklin is actually the most normal of the three characters. Michael and Trevor. Trevor's the most insane. Franklin is much more normal than Michael. Michael has a lot more issues. How do you say bye in Polish Czech? Okay, so I guess I'll be going here. Switch to Michael. Michael's not gonna be doing anything. It's just going to whatever he was doing last. So it's not anything special here, different. I gotta do Kingdom Come Deliverance one day. What's up, Bad Gamer? Well, Moldova has been a friendly country to the U.S. veto. What's your question, Bad Gamer? I think Rockstar should have probably negotiated with them, Bell. I don't think they handled it well. You made my night. Well, thank you, Steph. The Halo remake I'll definitely play. I heard that rich CEOs used to throw away food and your mom used to bring them for you like pizza and steaks. Is this true or wrong? No, it's true. So basically the backstory on this is that my mom is a cleaner in Manhattan and she works in office buildings and she cleans offices for rich CEOs. So she'll clean like the offices for like multimillionaire CEOs of like companies. And the thing about this is whenever my mom would clean out those offices and the meeting rooms, like the boardrooms and stuff like that, my mom would bring me home all this different food like over the years, like because these CEOs would order so much food and then they would throw it out. Like that food was gonna get thrown out if she hadn't taken it. And so my mom would bring home like sushi. She would bring home like expensive steak and stuff like that that these CEOs didn't eat. And these rich people, I'll say about them is that they waste so much food. Like there's so much good food, they waste it. Like they just throw it away like nothing. Like there's people that are starving out there, and then you have like rich dumb people like this that are just throwing away food. Like crazy. But I've had really expensive steak that my mom brought home, and to me it didn't taste any different than a supermarket steak. And I was like, rich people eat this stuff, like so it's like I don't know, maybe it's like a status symbol for them. But that was it. The craziest thing that my mom brought home was she brought home like 12 boxes of pizza one night, like, and they were closed, like not even open, like 12 full boxes of pizza. And the reason she brought home so much pizza was because the CEOs had a company meeting and they ordered pizza and then they canceled it. And so what were they gonna do? They were gonna throw out all the pizza. So like, they ordered pizza and then they canceled the meeting and then they were just gonna throw out so much good pizza. And so my mom just brought home all of that, and that was I had pizza for like a month basically because of that. But that was it very expensive sushi and steak? The steak I know is really expensive. The sushi I don't know. I don't know if the sushi was expensive or not. I can't really tell. I like sushi in general, so whatever the sushi is, I like it. But I don't know if how expensive it was. The steak I know was pretty expensive, but the sushi I don't know. Expensive pizza or not? It was like generic pizza. It wasn't like something expensive. Were the CEOs cool for taking it? Yes and no. Technically, she could get fired for taking that food because she's supposed to throw it out. So, like, when the CEOs, like, throw out the food, she's supposed to throw it out. She could get fired by that. But they know that she's taking it and they don't care. So that's it pretty much. These rich CEOs should give that to homeless people. I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. But unfortunately, they'll waste food like, a bunch of idiots. But I guess, we'll be going here, guys. I'm kind of hungry. I know it's kind of late. I haven't had dinner, so I'm just starving. So I guess I'll be heading out here. Thank you guys for watching the stream. On Sunday, we will do a Red Dead stream. We'll do it a lot earlier. Tomorrow, or today technically, we'll play a Monopoly stream. So we'll do a Monopoly stream later today with some of my friends. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you guys enjoyed the stream, drop a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone.